Hello everyone, this is East Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. And today we are taking on the Eirika Legendary Hero Battle, continuing off our series of this team trolling Abyssal difficulties. So, pretty normal build on Nino, running Heavy Blade here instead of Flashing Blade because, as we'll see, some of the units on the map are pretty darn fast, and so we can't proc Flashing Blade on them consistently. And so we're running Heavy Blade because, if you didn't know, Blade Tome's effects of adding attack for field buffs, it gets factored into Heavy Blade. So if Nino's buffed for plus 6 attack, speed, defense, and res, she has 80 attack in this instance, and that 80 attack will be used while calculating for Heavy Blade. So it's pretty consistent, you know. Just back in the day, Heavy Blade Nino was the thing, but it never really caught on. Anyways, Tiki running Bonfire here, as we'll see. We need that consistent special proc for the just enough damage for the 1-round KOs. So that's why we're running that instead of Ignis. And Ninian running Drive Speed because Hone Attack isn't necessary for this clear. Talk about why it's not too relevant in a bit. And we have Veronica here running pretty standard set. So without further ado, let's get started. So I guess I'll talk about Legendary Eirika while we go through this Legendary Hero battle. So she comes with Storm Siglin, which is a 19... Oh, I guess I should talk about what she is first. She's a Water Blessing unit that buffs units for attack, as you can see. And she comes with Storm Siglin, so it's a 19 might weapon, and it's kind of like Legendary Ephraim's weapon effects condition. So she has to have more foes, more or equal foes than allies within 2 spaces, excluding her and the target, to activate her effect, which is giving her plus 3 defense and res, and a basically guaranteed Heavy Blade or Flashing Blade if you want to think about it that way. Without further ado though, let's actually get started and take out this Lance Fighter. And in this particular Legendary Hero battle, the reinforcements are based on what units you murder, so murdering that Lance Fighter will spawn 3 Cav units down here. Normally they'd spawn here, but we're going to obstruct this space with Tiki, so we can corner the healer, as we will see that shows up. And so this healer is pretty annoying with Panic Plus and Savage Blow and things. And there's a blue Cav here with Blade Tome, Pass, Heavy Blade, Draconic Aura, pretty synergetic. Again, talked about Heavy Blade, how Heavy Blade interacts with Blade Tome. And there's Hone Cav and Fort Cav here, so obviously if you let the blue Cav get max buffs, it's going to do quite a bit of damage. And we have this Sword Cav here, which can be annoying, but here in our instance we're okay. So we're gonna attack this Troubadour first. Basically Tiki's just gonna bully the Troubadour to death while murdering other units. So anyways, continuing to talk about Eirika. She comes with Attack Speed Solo, which grants her plus 6 attack and speed when she's not adjacent to any allies, which is a pretty simple skill to proc, but it can be challenging sometimes if you keep your units together. Then keep separating them to get that bonus can be challenging, but like drive skills and tactics, and there's lots of methods to buff from 2 range, so you can still get some consistency out of it. Attack Speed Solo is particularly good for units on arena defense because usually people bait and they'll be isolated, so that's usually a thing. But anyways, we're going to heal Nino here, get a charge on Windfire Balm Plus, which we'll see comes in handy. We don't need it to live the Sword Cav, not at all, and so you can just annihilate them with Dragon Fang. But the big thing about Eirika is her B skill, Lunar Brace. So The first effect is it increases her base special cooldown by 1. So stuff like Moonbow, which normally has 2 cooldowns and now 3 cooldown. And her weapon effect synergizes pretty well with her with Lunar Brace, because Moonbow's at 3 cooldown now, and she has that guaranteed heavy blade flashing blade effect, and she has attack speed solo, so she can double with her 39 base speed pretty consistently. But anyways, the big thing is she gets damage equal to 50% of the foe's defense when her special triggers. So of course, conceptually you'd think she attacks, gets 2 cooldown on her special, then the enemy counters, and her 3 cooldown special is charged to proc if she doubles. So that's pretty nice. And this type of damage is a special kind of damage. It's kind of the same damage, well, it's not kind of, it is. It's the same type of damage as Woedao Plus and Wrath, and so even if a unit has like 100 defense and you have 0 attack, as long as Eirika procs her special, she's gonna get that bonus damage, which is pretty nice. Of course, it does get mitigated by stuff like Shield Pulse and Pavis, but that's not too common in Arena and stuff, so it's pretty strong skill. It's not completely broken because it's not inheritable, thank goodness. But as you can see there, Bonfire comes in handy again. But yeah, even if you use something like a defense tile, it doesn't mitigate the damage she gets from Lunar Brace. So it's quite strong, and considering a lot of units nowadays have high defense, you know, most of the time units have higher defense than res. There's a few exceptions, of course, but in general, that's the case. So it's really strong for getting a lot of damage on a unit, but the question is, how well does she actually kill units? And that's where running Moonbow comes in handy, because that allows her to actually cut into her target's defense, so she can actually do some damage for normal attack. She can do lethal damage if like an enemy's low on health and she procs her special. The weapon of Lunar Brace's damage can kill. So again, Bonfire coming in clutch here, not really. So yeah, that's basically the idea with Lunar Brace. It's pretty strong, but she only does damage equal to 50% of the enemy's defense. So if the enemy has an absurd amount of defense and she doesn't have enough base attack, she won't be able to actually kill them with a blow. And because her bulk and HP pool aren't amazing, she's probably gonna die, unless maybe it's a green unit, but unlikely. So anyways, we're going to chip into this Excalibur Veronica. It's like one of the few times we're going to use Veronica to actually attack. Going to use Windfire Balm here to buff her attack. And there we go. Stage is set for the end here. Ironically, Escutcheon's going to proc here because Nino's using close counter to counter. So, well, bye-bye X-Cav, doesn't matter. And Tiki will get the easy kill on this green mage. The debuff allowed Tiki to avoid the double, so that's pretty nice. And drive speed from Ninian as well. Anyways, so yeah, Eirika's a decent unit. She can definitely slay some units, but the problem is, again, her bulk isn't amazing, and she has no access to Desperation, so without a reliable source of healing, she's probably gonna murder one unit, maybe 2 if their attack's not high enough. But she's not likely to kill many units without some way to sustain her HP. So yeah, that's the main flaw for her. But if she's doing a 1v1, she can definitely kill quite a few units for sure. But as you can see here, she has pretty darn fast, 51 speed. She does not have attack speed still active, but she also has deflect magic. So what do? We just attack her with Dragon Fang, which is not a kill. But we can heal, and Tiki has Bonfire ready, so she's gonna take 2 specials to the face, and she can't live that, so rest in pieces to Eirika. Tiki can actually live this Eirika, but the issue is getting there, because you have like the cav units and stuff in the first place. So like, sure, I can set it up so Tiki can live, but I don't have the time to figure out how to actually get there to show it, so feels bad, man. So we're gonna back off Tiki here and use Nino to annihilate this Lance Cavalier, get some charges on our special, and because we're running Heavy Blade here, we don't have the greatest buffs in the world. We didn't get the special acceleration, but it kind of does come in handy because it does allow us to charge our Dragon Fang here now instead of proccing it. So this dagger unit's pretty darn annoying. It's Smoke Dagger and has a nice skill set. So 46 speed with a nice steady posture to patch up that terrible defense stat, but Water Sweep, Defense Ploy, and Phantom Speed. The Phantom Speed's the big thing, and Smoke Dagger. So anyways, we're just gonna move our units around, loop to loop. And so the end is near for the dagger units. But yeah, Eirika's again is a decent unit. I'm not pulling for her because it's just like, there's really no point. The big thing right now is like, you can pull units, but what are you actually going to use them for? If you aren't going to fodder them, it's just like, there's not much use. Anyways, we're going to finish off here with Nino. And there we go. That's the Eirika Legendary Hero Battle. If you haven't already seen already, there's plenty of ways to cheese this because the map is there's so many obstructions. It's really tight map, really closed map, so you can exploit that and get an easy cheese strategies for winning with chip damage. So, but at like all my clears, I try to just win by pure damage output. No AoE specials, no chip damage, none of that stuff. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Ether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.